side pitch. It's gonna be a massacre. You wanna clip this, check this, do what you wanna do. We're going to make Blackburn. I'm putting Van Dijk on the grill. I'm putting Salah on the grill. I'm putting Gakpo on the grill. Darwin Nunez there doing drip up advertising on Instagram. I'm looking through Instagram. I'm seeing Darwin Nunez doing a Cuban chain advertisement. You lot are shot. Like FNCA. You lot got your priorities all wrong. You lot want to chat about my club when you wanted to do a protest and you did fuck all. You were in McDonald's. You were getting cappuccino and a hamburger in McDonald's in a CCR protest. I hope Liverpool 25 years until I turn 50 years old. I hope they get nothing. We're going to do a mazzoline on them. We're drawing for blood. That's what we're doing. We take soul. You thought I was feeling you? You're a month, bandit. You're a month.
Got him. We fucking got him.
Salam. Bro, I said salam, Batman.
No, you didn't give me salam first, bro. You supposed to check up on your call. You see, there's Khan. Okay, salam. I come in peace, bro. I come in peace. But my team hasn't come in peace, bro. my team hasn't come in peace, you know. My team has come to war. You understand? W-A-R. Not V-A-R. W-A-R. We don't need V-A-R. We need war.
Bro, we butchered them. Pardon the fucking pun. We Eric Seven Hog. Hold that.
Oh, good God. Big up to Grizz. Big up to Grizz. Yeah, man. Man United fans are still talking today, guys. They're still chatting right now, coming up with their utter drivel, their utter nonsense. But big up to everyone in the chat. How are you all? I hope everyone is doing well. This is the call-in show. We're going to get you guys in, having your opinions, your chat, everything you thought about that 7-0 thrashing. 7-0 thrashing. Like yesterday, guys. I want to know what you guys feel. We're going to get you guys in a minute. Don't worry. But we've got to have a talk, guys. We've got to have a talk about Man United bitterness I'm seeing around online at the moment. It's quite disturbing. You know, they just can't. They seem to can't take it, guys. You lost 7-0. Just let it be. You know, it's over. You know, we're going to dine out on this for a while, like we should. You know, we should dine out on this a while. But do you want to see some bitterness, guys? You go. Let me share some bitterness with you guys. Yeah, let me share some bitterness with you guys from Talk Sport. There you go. That shares some bitterness, guys.
The excitement around what?
This is utter bitterness from Talk Sports. Man United fan here, right here. Here we go. Can't take it.
I can't really understand is the excitement around Liverpool fans and the media suggesting that because they had an unbelievable 45 minutes and Manchester United were appalling, this is now Liverpool, we're back, right?
Yeah.
So everyone's getting excited about Salah, Nunez and Gakpo, right? They're the same front three, by the way, that were playing for Liverpool when they lost 5-2. They're the same front three that were playing for Liverpool when they lost 3-0 to Wolves. They're the same. Hold on, 2 of the 3 are the same that drew 0-0 with Palace. So we've seen that forward line.
So he's saying all that, yeah. But weren't these the same people, the same Man United fans that told us that Rashford is the best striker in world football at the moment in form? Where was he yesterday? No goals. I don't think. Did Rashford score yesterday, guys? Let me know in the chat. Did Rashford score yesterday? Did the most informed striker in world football, according to Man United fans, who should be up for a Ballon d'Or next year, did he score yesterday? I don't remember. I don't know this bitterness, man. This bitterness from the Man United fans has got to stop. He's talking about the Real Madrid game. They both scored in that game. Yeah, we went on to lose, but they both scored in that game. Where was Rashford? Where was Rashford? Come on, this bitterness has got to stop.
Before, they were exceptional yesterday for 45 minutes. For 45 minutes.
No, they were good first half.
But here's the thing.
This is right. Also, I've got to put this to bed right now. Yeah. Why do Man United fans think we didn't play well in the first half? I don't get this narrative going around today in social media. I've heard it on the radio. I've heard it from a lot of Man United fans, a lot of Man United YouTubers. For some reason, Man United think they dominated the first half. Were they watching a different game? Were they watching a different game? Because I thought we were 1-0 up at half time. Well, we were 1-0 up at half time, guys. But Man United dominated us in the first half. But weren't we 1-0 up at half time? Also, I've gone back and watched the game multiple times. I'll take my bias out of it. First 20 minutes, we were all over them. First 20 minutes, Liverpool were all over Man United. Man United came back into it in the last 20. It was an even first half. They're making it sound like Man United dominated the first half of football. It's absolute madness.
Scored a great goal first
Here's
half.
the thing.
So was it 45 minutes? Because Gakpo scored
Yeah,
first
but
half.
United had chances.
Yeah, like not
I
wasn't
know,
clear cut.
but what I'm saying is, if the 7-0 would have been like 4-0 first half, 3-0, complete dominance, I would be sitting here now worried, right? But my view on Manchester United hasn't changed at all. My view on Liverpool hasn't changed.
They should do.
Hold on, they won't get past Real Madrid next week,
Okay.
right? And they'll end up fourth and have a worse season than Manchester United, and it will be an awful season for Liverpool.
Oh my God, these Muppets, man! They just don't know when to take the defeat, man. Stop coming up with excuses. Look, the Magnificent Seven turned up. You know what I mean? The Magnificent Seven turned up and just whipped your ass. It's just the way it is, man. King Mo turned up and went, you know what? I'm breaking Robbie Fowler's record today. Yeah, I'm playing Man United. Oh, okay, never mind. I've scored 12 or 13 goals against them now. Yeah, since I've been in the Premier League. Yeah. I just get that too today. Break Robbie Fowler's record. Who's the better? One Dutch player, one Brazilian player. Both played in the Dutch league last season. Both come to the Premier League this season. One cost close to 100 million. One cost close to 44 million. One's got 4 goals in 8 games. One's got 3 goals in 13. Who's the £100 million player? Fools. Look at Rat Face. Look at Rat Face. Look at him. Look at him. He looks like someone just shitting his cornflakes. What is that face, man? What is that face? Oh, yeah. Love it. Look at him. Brand new film at 7, starring Cody Gakpo and Darwin Nunez. Yeah, you heard it right here. You heard it right here. Oh my God. Another thing. I've watched the game back 3 times now in complete. I haven't watched highlights. I've watched from minute 1 to minute 90 3 times now without fast forwarding it or anything, yeah? So I can do this properly. The first 20 minutes, Liverpool dominated. Absolutely dominated that 20 minutes. Should have been a goal or 2 up. Man United got back into it and started threatening as well. And then it sort of evened itself out. Gakpo got the goal that went in at 1-0. I thought it was quite a 50-50 first half. I don't think there was one team was better than the other, but Liverpool had that 1 goal lead. You talk to Man United fans today, and like Andy Goldstein on the radio and stuff like that, they act like they dominated us in the first half. Gary Neville in commentary is like, this is an amazing away performance in that first half. You're 1-0 down. What are you chatting about? I've never heard so much bullshit in my life. An amazing away performance at Anfield. This is a professional performance. You're 1-0 down. What are you chatting about? No, it was an even first half, but they act like they dominated us, and that annoys me. You can't act like you got dominated when you lost 7-0. 7-0 they lost, and they're acting like they dominated us, and we got lucky. Apparently, we got lucky, guys. You know, everything we scored yesterday was pure and ultimately lucky. You know, it was all, it's just bollocks, guys. It's absolute bollocks. They do my head in. Well, what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to get the people in. Let's get you guys in, have your say on the show. Right, the link is in the chat right now. Come in and have your say, guys. Come in and have your say. I'm going to pin the link in the chat. The link is pinned in the chat. This is a call-in show. Come in, guys. Talk about the game. Let's go for it. Liverpool 7, Man United 0. We're going to talk about this for a while, man. Why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we be happy? Beating our arch rivals by 7 goals to 0. You know what I mean? Right, let's get Jen in first. Big up, Jen.
Hi.
How you doing, Jen? Oh, Jen looks happy.
Yeah, I am. I can't believe that the government yesterday.
You're all happy, are you?
Yeah. I
So
watched the games that I got 3 times. Jamie.
You watched it about 3 times?
Yeah.
What did you think of the game, Chen?
We were unbelievable, Jamie.
Yeah. It made you happy.
I think we are going to get it in the cup goal.
There you go, Chen.
So, yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Top 4, I can see us finishing top 4. Look, we've got to make sure. What we've got to do is make sure we beat Bournemouth on Saturday. That's the most important thing. If we don't beat Bournemouth on Saturday, then this result was pointless. So we have to beat Bournemouth on Saturday. Then we don't play again for 3 weeks, and then we've got a really hard start to April. You know, Man City, Chelsea, and Arsenal. That'll be 3 hard games. So let's enjoy this moment. I'm not going to say we're back or anything, but you know, Tottenham and Newcastle. Tottenham and Newcastle, you know, especially Tottenham, they're absolute shite right now. So
who was the best player yesterday?
Who was the best player yesterday?
Yeah.
I thought Mo Salah was world class yesterday.
Yeah.
I thought Mo Salah was world class yesterday. Showed what he can do. I thought Gakpo was quality. Darwin was quality. I thought Harvey Elliott was amazing yesterday. Thought it was his best game in a Liverpool shirt. I thought Trent was great as well.
Yeah.
I thought everyone had a great game. But I'll go Salah because Salah, his all-round performance was world class yesterday, and that's what we want to see from him, Jen. Who was your favourite?
Salah and Gakpo.
Salah and Gakpo.
Yeah.
Beautiful, Jen. Nice to hear it. And you're in a happy mood, yeah?
Yeah, I am. I can't believe it, baby. They were crap. Man United played away against them.
Oh, Jen, I'm happy for you, Jen. I'm happy for you. Right, guys, don't forget, go and subscribe to Jen's channel, Kloppish. Go and give her a shout out. Yeah, she's a big friend of the channel now. And Jen's getting, like, remember, guys, when Jen first came onto this channel, she was worried that no one could understand her speak and all that. And now she comes on here and she's like, you talk better than me, Jen. You talk better than me. You're a superstar, Jen. You're a superstar. We all love you over here. Big up, Jen.
Thank you.
I'll see you soon.
Yeah, bye, David.
See you later.
Bye.
Right, let's get these guys on here. Let's get Sadiq on, Jordan on, Albert on. Munsey's in here. Big up Munsey as well. Right, guys. I always let Jen come on first on her own, just so it's easier for her to speak and stuff like that. So yeah, she's great. She's absolutely fantastic. Got Chris, we've got Mike, all in the house. How is everyone doing?
Oh yeah, I'm fantastic, Jamie. Fucking hell! What a question!
What a
question! Yeah, I'm fantastic. I mean,
question. How the hell?
I'm in 7 heaven.
I love Muncie.
Can I just say, like,
on,
if you're celebrating beating us 7-0, we'll celebrate with a trophy. That's what I'll say.
There you go. Bring it back. That's what I want to hear. Banter, man. Banter. I love it. At least Muncie's
I've only just finished crying.
At least Muncie's got the football beer. I love it. Albert, how you doing, mate?
I'm doing fantastic, man.
Good.
Listen, man. I can't get over Flying Pig United. I can't get over the dude, man.
He
He
was.
said,
he-
he said Darwin uses twice the normal recommended amount of brown cream.
yeah, I love that guy. I actually, he's a Man United. He's a Man United fan, but I subscribe to him. He's hilarious.
He says, what kind of guy scores a goal and reties his ponytail?
No, to be fair to him, the man is hilarious.
Big up, Jin.
Listen, this is too much. You know, this hasn't happened in 90 years. Well, 93 years.
All right,
Since
fucking hell. All right, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
93 years. That's how good it is. I mean, I can't get over it. So it probably may not happen in our lifetime again. I can't get over it. And
So,
it's
seriously, don't you feel a bit disappointed that you beat us 7-0 and you're still shit?
It's a good point. I tell you what it does, Muncie. It irritates me that we have been this shit all season. When
Oh,
we can
yeah,
play
I
like
think, yeah, it'd irritate
When we-
me if you like it that bad.
when we can play like that is annoying. No doubt.
All I'll
about it.
say is, we've saved Klopp's job, so you need to thank us.
see, it was a perfect storm. It was just a perfect storm. Everything came together. The injuries situation resolved. The guys have found a bit of form, and Gakpo, the missing link, came on song, man. That was like a machine, a plant just coming online. And
Sorry, to be fair, I could have played up front and scored that goal. So I don't think you can't say it's just how bad United were. You can't say Gap.
There they go
this,
again.
Gap, post
Won't
that.
give us credit. Gary Neville said they've scored 7 goals and they didn't even play that well. Who the fuck does that?
Yeah,
If we didn't play well after scoring 7 goals against a team that we were told were on the up by all the sporting media associated with the EPL, then there's something wrong with that team that's going up. That's not on us. We play who's in front of us. As far as I am concerned, it's a phenomenal achievement. I think that Manchester United supporters should shut up, bend over, and take it like they need to take it. Can you imagine what would have happened on this planet Earth if Manchester United had come to Anfield and beaten us 7-0? Can you imagine what would have happened? Would have been asked to disband. Liverpool would have been asked to disband by the press. We beaten the hell, and you know what? It could actually have been about 9, because there was a stone cold penalty that should have been given.
Oh my God, I can't believe you're going. You got 7 fucking goals. Jesus, you fucking hell. Come on, man. 7 goals you got, and you still wanted more.
My brother, listen, there's nothing wrong with kicking a man when he's down, right? Every now and then, you can swat a fly with a hammer. You make sure it's really dead, right? There's nothing wrong with that. We don't like you guys too much, right? Because you guys talk too much.
Albert, I've got to say, I've never killed a fly with a hammer. I ain't got to try that.
Well, every now and then you swat it.
I don't think I will try
that. Listen, big up to the guys, man. They've done a great job. And most of us who have been bitching about Klopp, I need to stop bitching. And I'm doing a mea culpa right now. I need to stop bitching because he obviously knows something I don't know. Because when the lineup came up, I was beside myself. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Having fucking Elliot again. I said all the things I needed to say. Now he's just shut all of us up. So let's see what happened. But knowing us, we could just go and lose to Bournemouth. But I don't really care.
I'll tell you, if you lose to Bournemouth, I'm gonna go ape shit. If you lose to Bournemouth, I'm gonna buy a Bournemouth shirt and everything and wear it and everything.
If we are relegated this year, I'll be happy to take it. At least we'll be playing with Everton in the Championship. That's okay.
You know what I wanted to say? So it's funny how. So this is the biggest game in English football, bar none. Yeah, always has been, always will be. not just in my opinion, a lot of Liverpool fans and Man United fans will say it's the first game I look at when the season comes out. And it's
When I
funny
book my
how
holiday abroad, when I see that fucking game, going abroad next year. Fuck it.
and it's funny how I'm not going to sit there and tell you that did I think we were going to win the game or did I think we'll like do what we've done. That wasn't on the cards for me. But did I think that we could possibly turn up and give United a game? 100%. 100%, because these are the type of games. This picture, we showed against Man City that we turn up for the big games. Do you know what I mean? Klopp would have got us riled up. Trent being a scouser would have got the team riled up. Henderson being the captain would have got the team riled up for this game. Do you know what I mean? And as you said, Jamie, first 25 minutes. Do you know what I mean? We were dominating. Do you know what I mean? But United had the best clear-cut chances. That's what happens. And then obviously we got the goal, and then the second half was just like bend over and take it, no loop. Do you know what I mean?
I still don't know how that goal went in. I think De Gea just thought he was catching a fly or something.
De Gea,
maybe
he's awful. He needs to go.
He was poor.
Oh, he needs to go.
I thought De Gea should have done better for the Gakpo third one, is it? When he got put through by Salah. I literally think he should have done better at that. And he should never have let the Bobby one in for the seventh one. Yeah,
seasons gone by, if you check it, seasons gone by, and I'm talking back in the 90s when United were flying and we weren't flipping, we're literally scraping the barrel. But we will turn up on these games. We will turn up. Obviously, this result is beyond imagination. Do you know what I mean? Like, I messaged one of my old school mates, my oldest school mate, I've known since I was 4 years old, right? He messaged me in August when United beat us, right? And he also put our Instagram tweet when we lost to United in the game in pre-season. And he messaged me, and I was just like, bro, when my team beat you 4-0 and 5-0 convincingly last season, did I message you? No. Do you know what I mean? I didn't message you.
That don't count last season. Don't count.
So, well, yeah. So when the sixth goal went in and I'm comfortable that we won the game, do you know what I mean? I thought, you know what? I'm going to send you a little message. So I sent him a little, the emoji with a smirk, sort of like, I just sent him that. And he goes, well done, you've won your cup final. I was like, nah, don't be like that, bro. You don't start none, there won't be none. Remember using my DMs earlier in the year? He's like, I don't remember. Luckily, I've got quite a big quite a lot of gigabytes on my phone, so I've got all the messages.
A big what? Sorry,
gigabytes. Shows you where your mind was.
It's in the gutter, right? Mine's in the gutter after last night.
Yeah,
it's just a humbling, bro. It's just a humbling. In life, you get humble, you get humiliated. Do you know what I mean? And that's where I have no sympathy for those United fans who are like, it's going to be a game. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, you're going to be confident. It's like if the roles were reversed. Do you know what I mean? I'll be confident going into the game. But I always know it's United. Do you know what I mean? If I was going to Old Trafford and we're going to play United, I'll still be worried because it's United. And it's that game. That game means more. Do you know what I mean? But no one could have predicted 7-0. No one. Do you know what I mean?
I was going to say, do you know, my shop today actually run out of cans of 7-Up. and I don't know anyone who drinks 7-Up, but my shop run out of cans of 7-Up.
I'm expecting a can tomorrow when the Liverpool fans back at work. I'm expecting one.
Just left on your table. Jordan, Chris, how are you guys?
I'm good. I'm really good. I am excited from that real destroying, battering Man United yesterday, 7 goals. It was a real shocking result.
You'll probably end up 7th, so you'll beat us 7th. You end up 7th. We're 7 points clear of you. 7-7-7. Do you know what I mean?
I love about Munzie. He's a great friend of mine, but Munzie gives it back all the time. I love it. Chris, how are you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm a bit tired. I had to do an overnight shift in the hospital, but I'm good, man. I'm happy that I'm like more than happy. I'm more surprised, honestly.
Same.
And not to like be a downbeater, but we can be so great, but then we could be so shit at times. And it's like I just want some type of consistency, man. Like, I now I have hope for top 4 now.
Do you really have hope for top 4? I know you beat like the best team in the world 7-0, but no, do you really have hope? Because you're so inconsistent this year.
No,
Like,
that's the
I
issue.
never thought you could put. I never knew you could score a goal, let alone bloody put 7. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
That's a bit disingenuous because you seem to forget we beat Bournemouth 9-0. But it is the inconsistency. It's not about our firing power. It's our midfield. Do you know what I mean? And with people like no disrespect,
Yeah.
to Joe
I know that
Gomez,
was just a joke. I won't be serious.
no, okay, good. No. But no, in respect to like Joe Gomez, do you know what I mean? Now Konate is back. We're powering up with Van Dijk. We're starting to get back that spine. Do you know what I mean? And you think about it, the people who turned up, well, everybody turned up, but Henderson, you know what I mean? It was sort of back to a couple of years ago, just running like a headless chicken. Do you know what I mean? We had all the midfielders. Flipping Flacco turned up.
Yeah.
I mean, Flacco turned up. Do you know what I mean? So that just goes to show what happens when we come together as a unit. And look, everything just went right for us yesterday. Do you know what I mean?
Right, there's the league table. There's the league table there. So we're sitting 5th right now.
We're in 5th.
With a game in hand, right?
We've got a game in hand. Our game in hand is against Chelsea.
We also play Tottenham at home.
Oh Lord, geez, here again.
And I think we got Arsenal at home, haven't we, as well in the first?
Yeah.
So look, we got Bournemouth on Saturday at 12:30 kickoff.
Come on, Bournemouth!
If we beat Bournemouth, we will be. We're probably going to 4th till Tottenham play because it's a 12:30 kickoff. So a lot of pressure will then go straight onto Tottenham. Then we got a 3-week gap because the Fulham game got postponed because they're playing the FA Cup. And then we got, for some reason, there's an international break, although we just had a World Cup. I don't know what that's about. And then when we come back,
wait for that.
We got Man City on the 1st of April. And then we got Chelsea in our game in hand on the 4th. And then we got Arsenal on the 8th. So it's a hard run.
The 9th, Jamie, is the 9th, not the 8th. The 9th. It's the 9th. It's not the 8th.
What's that, man?
It's the 9th. We are playing Arsenal. The 9th.
Okay. Yeah, 9th. Yeah, 9th of April. Yeah, sorry, my man. Yeah,
is that our Arsenal or yours?
No, it's at our place.
Anfield.
So there's a big chart. Like Liverpool just got to keep consistent now. I mean, if you look at our form in the last 5, it's 1-4 draw.
To be fair, you're out of the Champions League technically, ain't you? So you've only got the Premier League to go for. So all the way, isn't it?
We've got 5 clean sheets in 5 games.
All you need now is all you need now is more COVID, and you'll win the league again.
That narrative's still going about.
That's a low.
Oh yeah, you're a United fan. That's why you're holding on to it. Fair play.
I had to say that one.
I don't think. I would like to think we would win the game against Real Madrid, but whether to win to go through, I can't see that happening. Do you know what I mean?
No,
but I think we can. Sorry.
It's not going to happen. We're not going to have a chance.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't like to think that we can't beat them. We can beat them. Do you know what I mean? We should have won the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? But we just didn't. You know, but we were dominating. Do you know what I mean? Pretty much like Man United were previously. But like, yeah, we were dominating the game. It was just, you know what I mean? Their flipping goalkeeper decided to pull off do worldies. Just the whole game, just doing worldies. We could have packed them 3-4. Do you know what I mean? It just didn't work out that way. And that's football. That's the cruelty of football. But like, as much as I was disappointed, I didn't walk away vexed or like that. It was just like, fucking hell, Madrid, man. You're our bogey team. Do you know what I mean? Like Palace used to be back in the day. Madrid is just our bogey team. Like, and one day that team it's got to shift.
I think that when we do play, Jamie, you're right.
Yeah, you do, my man. You doing good?
Not bad. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, I do think that when we do play Real Madrid again, I think they're just going to be doing keep balls. I can see Kroos, Modric all starting. I think it will be a keep ball set.
Kareem.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be like an attacking end to end to actually give us any chance. I think it would just be a keep ball session. I definitely don't think we're going to beat them. I definitely don't think so. I think even if Real Madrid decided to play, they probably will score goals if they decide to play in the game. But I don't think we're going to go there and beat them. I think at this point, for example, if Klopp was managing Real Madrid and Ancelotti was with us, then we could probably win because Klopp wouldn't tell Real Madrid to defend. Klopp would just tell Real Madrid to go and play end to end and risk the game. You should get what I mean. But Ancelotti will most likely just say keep the ball nice and calm, nice and steady. Nothing much to do here really. Nobody get injured for the next game, and that's probably it.
I mean, look, the Real Madrid stuff is going to be difficult. Look, they are probably the best team in world football. So, and
in that competition.
Yeah, and it's their cup, ain't it? Let's face it. Look, if we go out to them, we go out to them. The thing with Liverpool in Europe, it's mad. So I never say never with Liverpool. I don't know what it is. I just say never say never. I don't think Madrid are the best version of Madrid either right now this season. But look, can we score goals? Yeah, I think we can score. We got, when Salah's in form as he is now, Darwin is in actually really good form right now. Gakpo doing what he's doing. We keep that form up, especially if we beat Bournemouth. A good result there. The guys will be pumped. And you know what? They'll probably be talking about it in the change rooms. In training every day, going like after the Bournemouth result, they'll probably look around at each other and go, you know what? I know we're down, but let's give it a go. If we win 2-0 and go out, so be it. At least we're going to give it a go. You know what I mean? My thing that annoyed me if we win 3-1, go out on one goal. That would really pay me off.
That's the annoying thing because there is no away goal, so it's a nuts scenario to be in. But realistically, I'm not realistically. Yesterday it's happened and it's done. I'm not going to use that to sit there and say we're going to go and smash.
Nah.
I've been a Liverpool fan way too long to you know what I mean, to sort of put that in the atmosphere. But I do feel confident that knowing what's at stake, that we'll just lay it out on the pitch. Do you know what I mean? Just go there. If they turn us over again, they turn us over again. But we'll make a good account of ourselves. Just not like United. I don't think that's going to happen.
That's the thing. I'm scared that I don't want us to get too embarrassed to where people are going to now haunt us and compare like yesterday's game to the Real Madrid game. If they beat us like another 5.
Bro,
nothing
can embarrass us more than losing 3-0 to AC Milan. That for me was like I was ready to renounce Liverpool as my football team on that game. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, the comeback of comebacks happened, but I was getting it from fans left, right, and centre. I felt like we were the worst team in England. That was a dire day for me. I'll never forget that day. That gives me hope.
I will say that Gakpo's goal was quite similar to Coutinho's one.
Coutinho, yeah.
Yeah, so that little chip that was nice.
Oh, what, against United in the Europa League?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Gakpo. What are we thinking about Gakpo, guys? He's
tidy.
He's got 4 goals in 8 games.
Wow.
His rate's quite good. I mean, if I get it up here. So both these guys came from the Dutch league this season. And one cost close to 100 mil, one cost close to 44 mil. Gakpo got 4 in 8. Anthony 3 in 13. What are you thinking of Gakpo? He was a left winger at PSV. Klopp's playing in his like false 9 position. What do we reckon he's going to be doing with him next season? Is this his position now, or is he going to be a left winger eventually?
I think he's going to sit bench. I can't lie. I think he'll be on the bench because when Diaz comes back, I'm sorry, you can't play there. Like that's not your. Like Diaz has to be there. I'm sorry, Salah will be there, and just I forgot the guy that Jamie was talking to the other day. That I think it was the guy that was talking about Nunez, and he was saying Nunez has only scored this many goals.
Oh, Monts.
Yes. So I think Monts, you do need to come back. You know what I mean? You see how karma works. The next day he scores 2. I think going forward it will be Nunez, Salah, and Diaz. So I don't know where he's gonna play. I don't. Yeah, I don't see where he's gonna play really.
Yeah, fair
Do
enough.
you think that Klopp might be trying to mold him for midfield role to be like a Genie-esque type player?
No, because then FSG won't. That's just another excuse to not spend. No.
I think they're gonna spend. I think look. We've been waiting on this war chest since the Champions League when we won it. Do you know what I mean? We've been waiting on this money for a long ass time. Like, pay us.
Hang on.
Hang
on. I found FSG's war chest.
Yeah.
It's right here. It's right here. There's their war chest.
Like they have to address it. And just because I'm just going what I think Klopp might do, not necessarily in the sense of Klopp's telling FSG that, oh, I'm looking to make him a midfield. I'm just thinking what Klopp might be thinking of, this resurgence of Liverpool and the second coming of Liverpool, so to speak. You know what I mean? I still reckon we need 5 players, 3 midfielders, 1 winger, and a centre back. You know what I mean? Maybe 6, even with a goalkeeper as well.
Bro, I think we need 2 centre backs. I think we need 2. Because
you don't think they might bring up one of the youngers?
No, but just because I think that Virgil has already complained now that he's playing too many games. I think Van Dijk said that he's basically come back too early, which, you know what I mean, and he's not playing his best. I can't trust Matip, can't trust Gomez, and I already said that I think Konate is too young to lead the back line already anyway. So I think we need 2. We need 2, and we need to start playing 3 at the back, because I think that we can unleash Trent and Robbo to do a lot more if we play 3 at the back. 3 at the back and let them 2 do what they want to do going forward.
Yeah, great, right.
I hear you. I know a lot of Liverpool fans have been asking for it. I just don't see Klopp doing it.
Yeah, of course he will. Of course he will.
No. I think you're right. We do need 2 centre backs of it. I think the problem is we all got to be realistic as fans and know who our owners are and what we can possibly do. Yeah. So this is never going to happen all in one transfer window. So if they get, I personally think they're going to go and get 2 midfielders in.
Yeah, I think that.
Because I believe they see Stefan Bajcetic as the 3rd midfielder. Because they didn't plan on him, I don't think, ever getting into this first team. He's got in there by a bit of luck, and Klopp's realised now he's fucking good. So I've got like a £40 million midfielder here. So I don't need to go and buy one. So they again can save that and go and buy 2 midfielders. I personally think we'll buy 2 midfielders and a centre back. That is that's what I reckon we'll do. But my thing is, I don't think we will spend money, but people might not like the players we buy, and that's what it's going to be. Because I do believe Mason Mount is Liverpool bound. I really do.
Yeah, and to be honest, if we don't get Jude, I think a lot of fans get annoyed. We don't get Jude.
I don't really want Jude for that type of money, though.
Bro, Chris, I'm the same. I'm just like, I'd rather spread it out and get maybe 2.
They're gonna get Jude, man. Jude is an obsession. They're gonna get him.
Yeah, but not for that money, because Liverpool don't spend money like that to make. You know what I mean?
For money, you want into Mango to money.
You see the thing with Mason Mount. Don't you think Mason Mount?
Hang on, Albert.
I was saying if he says he's only going to come to Liverpool, the price will go down. I don't think Jude will go past 100. And for me, for a 10-year possible plan, he's well worth 100.
Yeah, but but you have to think about what Jamie said, which is that the club itself, we know. Listen, best believe if Liverpool spend 100 mil, we are not buying any other player till Jesus Christ comes down from heaven. We will not buy anybody else for years. I'm telling you.
But what we've got to remember, it all depends on how much the out cost is. Because if say Jude's £100 million transfer, it all depends what the deposits are in each on that transfer. It's like, I believe Chelsea spent 600 million in 2 transfer windows, but in reality, I think they only legitimately spend 90 million. and then because the rest of it's over the contracts of them players. So it all depends. It all depends how much Borussia Dortmund want as a down payment for Jude Bellingham. If they're
I'm also hoping that because of Dortmund's relationship with Klopp, that they're gonna sort him out. Come on, man. Look what I've done for you over the years, man. Do you know what I mean?
We've never gone to Borussia Dortmund. He's never gone to Borussia Dortmund.
So I'm really hoping that they
I will
you know
hope
what I mean?
so. I would hope so, but I don't know,
but yeah, I get it. I agree. Like paying 100 million, that's our transfer budget. We're screwed. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
We're not like Man City. We're not like the Newcastle and the Man. Like I can't lie, guys. Yeah, even the other day when I watched Newcastle against City, I was worried because I haven't watched I think I've only watched Newcastle when they played us. When that Isaac guy was he was doing a madness. He was doing all types of chopping and fake shotting and all that type of madness. And then the other day against City. And then I thought, wow, Newcastle are actually this good. What? Do you know what I mean? Like they're actually playing ball and they're creating chances.
Hey guys, my line is breaking. I need to get out until I can get to a good place, okay?
No worry, Albert.
I need to get
come back in a minute, yeah? All right, come back in a bit, mate.
Yeah.
Sorry, Drew. What I was going to say about Newcastle is, I think when you look at Newcastle, they're all playing above themselves. So Almiron is never going to have a season like this again. You know what I mean? It's just like a purple patch, you know. The Brazilian Hulk Hogan they got in the midfield. He's never...
Joe Linton?
Yeah, he's never going to be this like that great. He's never going to carry on that sort of form.
But he was great. He was great last season, Jamie.
Yeah, but he's just... I watch him in bits and parts in game. He does ghost a lot of games. He does little bits there which are eye-catching and people remember. But if you watch the whole 90 minutes, he ghosts a lot. Bruno Guimaraes is their main star.
Yeah,
you see the stats.
Yeah, he's talented.
You see the stats when he plays and when he doesn't. It's massive. And he's going around Madrid by the look of it. You know, Madrid want him bad. So, I mean, if he ends up going there, I think Newcastle just... I can see Eddie Howe getting sacked, right? Because I think fans are going to go, hang on, we could have had top four. Liverpool are shit. Chelsea are shit. We're there to get fourth. If they fall out of the European places, which could happen because they're nose diving right now, and I can see Eddie Howe not being here next season because they're going to look at their project. The owners going to sit there and think, hang on, can Eddie Howe, is he actually the man?
Isn't that premature though? Because like you gotta take steps. I don't.
Yeah, but is he the man? That's the problem. That's what they're going to think. Is he actually the man that can get us?
I mean, do you know what? I've seen rumors about Zaha possibly going to Newcastle, and obviously they're gonna keep spending.
James Madison as well.
Yeah,
James
Madison. I like James Madison.
Spending. So, but what do you guys think about their striker though? The one that came from Spain, that Isaac guy. Do you guys?
Isaac, I'm not sure on him yet.
He's been injured, right? He's been like little injuries, right?
I mean, because you know what Liverpool are, like a striker scores about 2 goals against us, and all of a sudden we're interested. We want to go and buy him, and technically, he did kind of destroy us when we did play them.
Yeah, he did. I think that's the only thing he's done all season. To be fair,
I tend not to believe any rumors because we apart from Jude, we tend to keep our business quite quiet. No one knew about Gakpo. Do you know what I mean? No, like Nunez was sort of touched on, but like we didn't really. Do you know what I mean? Diaz as well. We move like ninjas normally in the transfer market. You don't know until we just there. Boom, Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? So
the only one I think I don't know what it is. I just feel like we're getting Mason Mount. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But when I look at it, I think
I hope not. I seriously hope not.
I don't mind Mason, but I'm concerned about Harvey because isn't Mason Mount like a bigger version of Harvey?
I wouldn't like any event in the club. Actually, I'm not a big fan of Harvey.
Oh, Harvey Elliott.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I'm sorry to say it, but I'm not. Yeah.
Right, Debbie Downer.
Yeah. I know. To a degree, I understand. This is going to be a shot at the bow. I was going to say Curtis Jones. He's a better player.
Yeah, I think he's better than Curtis Jones because Curtis Jones has just been meh for a while.
He's had injuries and he's had all that kind of stuff. So
like, do you know what you like? You see when we talk about
sorry to disturb you, Sadiq. When it means to interrupt you there. Right? Sorry.
When we talk about young players, for some reason, I always try and compare them to like are they on a level of like a Phil Foden? Are they that advanced? And to me, Curtis Jones, no. Harvey Elliott, no. Like,
no, I agree.
Do you get what I mean? It's like, for me, I'm like, are you like anybody that's young? Are you on the same level as Saka, Foden, Smith Rowe?
Exactly.
I really like Smith Rowe as well.
Mason Mount's not on that level either, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's obviously no. Mason Mount plays very different roles to like Odegaard. Obviously, Odegaard just sits up there and does his thing. Mason Mount, he's more like a box to box. But I feel like if you get Mason Mount and Jude, and then Bajcetic, I don't think that works, because Liverpool do need players that can sit and just do the dirty work. We need somebody that can just sit there and defend, At least one or two players that can do that job.
We need a 6.
Yeah, because like we can't have everybody playing attack. Like it's not.
Yeah, we need a 6.
We can't play 6 players in the penalty box. It's too much. Like we don't need all that. So
what? You are right. I keep saying this all the time. If you look at all the best teams, someone got their telly on, by the way, because I can hear him stand behind.
If you're not me.
Yeah, I can hear someone's TV or radio or something on in the background.
I hear it too.
That's me. I'll just turn the TV down. That's fine.
Big up, Paul. Cheers. Well, I get what everyone's saying. I mean, I think we need a number 6 for the future, because if you look at all the best teams around the world in our league right now, they've all got top quality number 6s. You know, Arsenal, Thomas Partey, City got Rodri. United have got Casemiro. I know he's dog shit yesterday, but he's still quality number 6. Ain't he?
He's still quality.
The funny thing is, Fabinho went back to old Fabinho yesterday, and Casemiro turned into Fabinho of last week. You know what I mean?
Fabinho's wife gave him a massage last night. That's what it was. Rubbed his feet and everything. He was ready to go.
You know what? Fabinho, he drives me mad. He's the one player this season that actually drives me mad, because I know he's a good player, but I still don't know. I mean, I still don't know if he's still. Look, with Fabinho, was that a one-off performance against Man United, or has he still got it? That's what I'm not sure about.
Jamie, I think Fabinho just like, I think for years he's done a lot more than he should. I think Fabinho just he just needs to.
There's Fab.
I think Fabinho just wants to sit there and defend. I don't think he's interested in going forward. I don't think he's interested in trying to do a Xavi Alonso pass. I think he just wants to do the defending and passing it off and let somebody else do the work. I think that's all he wants to do.
My view of Fabinho is that his career has been inconsistent for my liking. He has 2 good games, and he has 3 bad games, and it's been like that all through his career. It's always one step forward and 2 steps back. That's just my assessment of Fabinho as a player for Liverpool.
I agree, and
he hasn't played well for 18 months.
No, I mean, his performance yesterday. His performance yesterday was very good. I'm going to give him credit. I said, well, did my watch along yesterday? I said he got his keys back. He's allowed home tonight. You know, he put in a good performance. I can't knock him for it. Everyone played well, but I'm not sure if that performance is a real performance. You know, you see James Pearce tweeting today. See what James Pearce tweeted today.
Oh God! No.
Saying about Liverpool might not need to overhaul that fans may think, because it shows there's quality still there.
Oh my God!
Like, no, stop doing this. Stop, because
brown envelope. So
should we not qualify for the Champions League then? Like, I don't understand.
It's like last week we drew the Palace in the worst performance I've ever seen. So it's obvious we do need players. It's just that players. I've been saying this all season. We have quality. They've just not shown it this year. But there's also areas of the pitch that need fixing. You know what I mean? It's like I've got a puzzle that cost me £1 million, but I've got 5 pieces missing, and I can't fucking frame the cunt until I've got 5 pieces. You know what I mean? And that's what Liverpool's built like. They've got a team like that, and they're missing 5 pieces probably to be.
We've been overrun and overworked for too long. And I said this on last time I came on here. Do you know what I mean? It's like we haven't had, you know what I mean, replacements since like Genie left. We haven't had, we dipped into market for sometimes for players that we don't really need. Do you know what I mean? And it's like we've been crying out since, as I said, the Champions League for this so-called chess, for this so-called investment, and we haven't seen it. And Klopp's just been left to work with what he's left to work with. And after last season, going for everything, playing every single game possible to play in a football season. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're exhausted. Do you know what I mean? We had a little time off. Then the World Cup, and I don't mean to use this as an excuse. Do you know what I mean? Rival fans will say I'm using this as an excuse, but it's fact. You know what I mean? How many games did your team play last season? We played everything. Do you know what I mean? Everything. And with us, gone. Okay. I was just going to say that quickly. That, and with all that taken into account, coming into this season, we're just running on fumes. Do you know what I mean? And maybe we might have turned the page and getting ourselves back to some sort of form of normality, but you will have to see. Again, take it game at game. Let's see how we do against Bournemouth. Do you know what I mean?
You see some of the players that I'm seeing people say in the comments, like Barella, like all these players are all box to box. Like there's so many of them that can do box to box, but finding a player like a Kante, not exactly Kante, but we need players that can sit and do the dirty work. Like I'm seeing people talk about Fabinho as a box. Fabinho is not a box. He's never been a box to box. Okay. First of all, Fabinho doesn't have the legs or the pace to do box to box. Okay. He's just like, he's got average pace, but mainly he likes to defend. Only at Liverpool, because of how we play, everybody in midfield somehow plays box to box. But that's because of how Klopp plays. Anywhere else, they play their role, which is just sit like for example, Partey. Me myself gone in, like somebody that's gone in. Partey, the reason why also he didn't look good playing for Ghana is because he was doing like box to box. It's not that he can't do it. He can do it, but his primary role is to sit and defend in front of the back four. He can go forward, but he just wants to sit, defend, shield. Just because you can do something does not mean you should be doing it. Do you know what I mean? So that's like saying yes, just because I think even Basetic, I think was he not a centre back? I think before he played,
was Celta Vigo. He was.
Just because he played there before doesn't mean he should be going back there and playing for us there now, should he?
No.
You gotta play where they. Do you know what I mean? So
the six I want is the Sporting kid, Ugarte.
That's what a lot of people in the chat say.
Yeah, I would like him, and I would like the guy from Eintracht Frankfurt, Guardia Kone.
I'd like Kimmich myself.
Yeah, you can get him for 26 million or 20.
Yeah, they just dropped. I think there was a report that they just dropped the price on Kone.
Yeah, under 30 million euros.
I thought we was going to get an Amrabat guy, but I guess
I don't know why. Amrabat's apparently on his way to Barcelona. That's where he's off to.
Yeah,
that's if Barcelona. Yeah. That's if because apparently Barcelona is like Frankie de Jong looks like he's going to Man United. They need to raise funds, so they're getting rid of.
I hope he doesn't, but he probably is. I hope he doesn't go to Man United.
They're getting rid of all their quality players and have to buy.
I did see that de Jong might. No, actually, I saw that he's unhappy or something, and that he actually wants to go. So
well, I'd be not happy. The money.
I've heard rumors he wants to stay. He wants to stay, but they want to get him out the door for the wage. They ain't got a choice. He's got to go. He's their most prized asset. I mean, they're never letting Pedro and Gavi go, are they? So it's going to be. It's going to have to be him. Yeah, Barcelona. But fuck Barcelona. They deserve it. You know what I mean? Fuck them. Let's talk about Harvey Elliott. I know there is a lot of mixed opinions about Harvey Elliott, and I can understand it. I was talking to Mike in the chat yesterday, and we could disagree on it, but I thought Harvey had his best performance in Liverpool shirt yesterday. I can't argue with that. He did, yeah. There's no doubt.
Second half, yeah.
Second half. First half, he was giving the ball away quite a lot.
And he picked up his game in the second half. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And what I liked about his performance yesterday, I've been critical on Harvey about his positioning on the pitch. Sometimes he looks a bit lost in midfield, like he don't know where to be. Like he doesn't understand his surroundings and stuff like that at times. But I thought yesterday, he defended, especially in the second half, I thought his pressing was excellent. I thought he was backing up Mo lots. And this time, what we've been critical about Harvey and Mo playing together at times is that Harvey runs into Mo's space a lot, don't he? But this time, Harvey was overlapping mode, trying to get around him, stand behind him, trying to feed balls to him, and being the presser behind him. And I was impressed with Elliott's performance just there. I don't know what you guys.
I suppose
thought.
the understanding has started to show fruition. Do you know what I mean? Because I think all of us can sit there and say we've all probably been frustrated with Harvey and also been like, what does Klopp see in this guy? But at the same point, one of the things I love about Klopp is his loyalty. You know what I mean? And I suppose he's showing his faith in the kid. Because I'll sit there and I won't hide behind saying what are you seeing that I'm not seeing? Do you know what I mean? In this kid, and keep on playing him. But I also think because we've been lacking in the midfield area, that he's just sort of had to throw him in and use him, sort of thing. And maybe I like to think now maybe we're starting to see what Klopp was seeing in him all along. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Time will tell.
I think he's a handy squad player. I am going to say I think he's a handy squad player.
That's the best you're going to get out of a squad player.
Yeah,
that's my
I think a lot of people are talking about Mason Mount. Yeah, is there actually point of spending 40 million on Mason Mount when you got
waste of money?
When you got a similar player like Harvey Elliott?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I don't understand the Mason Mount stuff. We got Harvey.
Yeah,
I don't even. It's not even that. Why do you want to spend 40 million on a player whose own fans want to see him leave? Like Chelsea wants us to waste 40 million on Mason Mount, and like I do give Harvey a lot of shit, but at the same time, I feel like I always forget that he's 19 years old. Like when he's 24, I don't know what he's going to be. I don't know if he is a starting right wing in the Premier League, but at the same time, he's 19 and he's being thrown into this situation because there's no depth. So you're giving a kid almost an impossible task in a position that isn't even his natural position. And, he's starting to kind of come to form, but at the same time, if we had just one other midfielder in there who is at all capable, I don't think Harvey sees the pitch. So
Harvey hasn't been starting a lot lately either, has he?
No,
he hasn't actually been starting, and I think that's good for him because I think Harvey was playing too much football. Because he is a young lad, I think he was playing too many games, and I think Harvey does need to play a little less. You don't want to burn a youngster out either. Also, go on.
That's why I want two midfielders or four midfielders instead of three, so we don't burn out by Setic.
Yeah, Stefan's
but you know what? Yeah, you see this Setic guy. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna burn out because I think his playing style, if you guys actually watch him, he's not somebody he's not somebody that even likes to keep the ball for a long time. As soon as he gets the ball, he literally plays what he sees. He doesn't hold on. Yeah, he doesn't hold on to it. He doesn't dwindle too much. He gets it. If you're there, bang, he's gonna give it to you no matter what. He's very much like you see when you watch Barcelona, obviously back in the day, like Busquets. If he has the ball, even though you have 10 players around you, he's passing it to you. He don't care. He will. If you're in front of him and he looks at you, he's passing you the ball. So whether you lose or not is down to you, but he's gonna pass you the ball. But the thing is that the reason why those players are unique is because nowadays footballers and managers, they overthink. So they don't think, oh, he's looking at him, so he's going to pass him the ball. More like he's looking at him, but he might pass it to somebody else. But when you see Besetic, he literally just, oh, Henderson's there, I'm going to pass it to you. Thomas there, I'm going to pass it to you. So those players, they don't really run too much. They don't really have the ball for too long. It's just give and go, nice and simple. They don't really do much, but just keep the ball ticking. And with Mason Mount, I think it's simply because he scores goals. I think that's the only reason why we're getting him. I think because he does score goals. He can score free kicks. And yeah, he scored nobody can Mason Mount can score, he scores goals. He knows how to score as a midfielder. He can score goals.
I think he's going to sign a new contract at Chelsea. I don't think he's leaving. That's why.
I mean that's
just
a heavy team.
Liverpool. Just don't come.
That's a heavy team for Mason Mount to get in, though, ain't it? I mean, there's a lot of talent there.
I suppose the other real thing is you ask yourself is, will Chelsea actually sell to us? When was the last time we bought a player? I mean, apart from Sturridge, I can't think of anyone else we bought from.
I don't think Chelsea gonna give a shit because money they're spending. I don't think. I mean, they got the Chernobyl Walcott, ain't they? They wasted money on him. They got a load of crap in their team. They got to get rid of. But Albert, are you wearing a Napoli shirt?
Yep.
Yeah, I think he is.
He is.
Well, if you can't beat them, wear their shirt.
Oh my gosh.
Albert.
Actually, I should wear. I'm wearing a Liverpool top underneath this. Funny enough, but first time I've worn a Liverpool top this year.
There you go.
If you want Kavita, wear their shirt.
Oh yeah, Kevin, as I call him, the Napoli
But
player.
you guys, right? This thing you are talking about, Mason Mount. I always say, let's talk about what we want and what Klopp is going to do. Klopp is going to get Mason Mount. He's going to get Tonkoop minus. So just let's just make up our minds that that's what is going to happen.
Underwhelmed.
Yeah, they're going to get. They're going to
underwhelmed.
get. They're going to get on the positive side. They're going to get Bellingham. They're going to get Gvardiol.
Actually,
Something happened this morning. There's a picture floating around of Trent right in front of the "This is Anfield" sign.
God, no, not the
And Jude Bellingham liked it. That's just this morning. That guy is a Liverpool player, whether they like it or not. And Rio 5 yesterday was saying shit about why he thinks that Manchester United are in the best place to beat us, and he thinks that Jude Bellingham should be a Manchester United player.
Listen,
I don't want to use the 4-letter word for him. I'm in a good mood.
Uncle, just think of it this way, yeah. If Man U, because of Ten Hag get De Jong and Bellingham and Casemiro in that midfield, it's looking dangerous.
I don't know if that would work, though. I don't know. I literally don't know if that would work. I've been saying it for a while. I've got a feeling Bellingham might stay at Borussia Dortmund for another year. He might win the title with them yet. Over there in Germany. He's in no rush. What is he, 20?
Anyway,
I would rather him stay for a year.
A man's in no rush. I just feel like Liverpool have to buy him now, though. I think it's come to that now. I think Liverpool because I don't want to hear all the excuses if we don't buy him that, you never heard from Liverpool saying that we wanted him. We know Liverpool want him. Klopp is basically almost sleeping with his wife, with his mum, just to get him in the club. You know what I mean? It's just, he's doing everything he can to get him here. He's ringing him up on the daily. He keeps scouts over there watching him. There's a lot of contact between him. They've contacted Jude's dad to offer Jude's dad a job at the club, which is quite common actually. Young players' dads, if they're their agents and all that, do get jobs at clubs. So I don't think Liverpool got a choice right now.
Do you think hypothetically, right? Again, this is hypothetical. Let's say, like you mentioned, Jude stays on another year. Then they think we can. Then obviously we could use that money hypothetically to get in some midfielders, like Chris was sort of speaking to, because we all kind of worried that money, that 100 million, 150 million that we were going to use for Jude is going to go on Jude, and then we're left with flipping pennies or cents if you're in America.
But Sadi, wouldn't it be smart to do if that's if we're just theorizing a scenario? Wouldn't it just be better to agree a pre-contract agreement with him? Well,
that's what I was hoping they would do with something like we did with Naby. Do you know what I mean? Hopefully that I didn't even think about that. That could be on the cards. But I'm just thinking, in case if he does decide to stay next year, we can use some of the money to help get us a couple of bodies in, and then obviously the next season put up the
He's
rest
like our luxury player next season.
Yeah,
he'll be our luxury player.
Because I would prefer, I personally, as much as I would like Jude to come, I would prefer to get in two bodies in the midfield just to shore it up.
Yeah, because when you think about it, Jude isn't enough.
Exactly.
Yeah, no,
He's not going to be enough, So you gotta surround him with the bodies. For him to succeed and stuff, you know what I mean? So,
and also, can I just ask you guys, in terms of Jude, where do you like? What type of player do you guys think he is? Do you think he's more like a box to box, or you think he's more like a sit-in?
Hey,
he's like a hybrid, between like a 10 and an 8. In a way,
he's everything. He's everything.
I think he's one of the most complete midfielders you can get.
He's a box-to-box midfielder. He's a complete midfielder, my opinion.
Okay, so let's just say we get him. Would you guys still play Fabinho and then someone like a Mason Mount?
For me,
Oh.
Fabinho won't be there in the summer. In my opinion, I will get someone else.
Yeah, same here. I agree.
Yeah, I
Okay,
wouldn't.
So what would you guys play like a 10 with Jude and then Jude in another 6 just to sit there, or like do you want
number 6 to replace Fabinho? Yeah.
You need to
Well-
have one holding midfielder, no matter what. Someone has to stay back the whole time. If you're going to continue playing this 4-3-3 press, which I still don't buy into, I still think that the system needs to change and it's been figured out. But if you're going to do that,
I agree.
you need someone to sit at the back. And Jude is the player, like, if you watch him in the World Cup or you watch him at Dortmund, he can do everything. Like, he can run down the pitch and start an attack, and then he can come back and he can stop an attack. He's literally a complete footballer. So I don't even think it matters too much where you place him. It's just, where is that other piece of the system? What system are you running? And you need to fill that hole, which is why I think keep him away from us for another year, spend 150 this summer, buy all of these little 20 to 30 million players, shore up a system, then get him in the next transfer window. Because the last thing you want to do is just bury yourself in a hole. Because, I mean, if you want Vardiol and you want Bellingham, that's 220 million minimum, like for both of those people. That's 220 minimum, and that doesn't solve anything. That just puts Ibu, who's injury prone, with a backup, and that puts one midfielder in when we're going to be losing 3 this summer. So it doesn't solve anything, and the system is still flawed. But
I agree. I mean, look, Jude is. I think we can all agree this is Jurgen Klopp's most important summer ever as a Liverpool manager, yeah? And he's got to decide.
I keep having the habit of interrupting. So.
No, you're all right, Paul. Don't worry, man.
I was going to say, what are the chances of us seeing this so-called incoming investment? What is the chances of us actually being Liverpool actually being given the whole of this investment?
I don't know. Look, this is where we're playing. We're playing a guessing game. We're playing a guessing game.
I'm in the States right now. I haven't heard anything like out here in the States.
I've heard rumors. This guy called Steve, is it Paguglia from
Boston?
This organization called Liberty Media. They're supposed to.
I think he owns. I think a stake in Boston Celtics. I think, if I'm correct.
Yeah, he owns Formula One as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's like a media company. He's like the man got bread, but I don't know if it's true.
Liverpool,
I don't know.
Liverpool have had a media company before invested into Liverpool. I think it was 20 odd years ago. It was actually over in the UK. It was called Granada TV. Does everyone remember Granada TV from the UK? Yeah, that's they put a 22% stake into Liverpool about 20 odd years ago. So it has been done before.
Okay.
So, but this is a different playing field, totally worldwide media.
How much do they actually want? Like, how much do they want to actually go? Like, are they just?
I'm not sure.
So what I've heard,
you hear different numbers a week, don't you? All the time.
What I heard out here in the state, is pretty much. So FSG's obviously there's the head of FSG, but then there's other people that pretty much are up there in regards to like how much they own in FSG, right? A lot of them
want to sell.
It's John Henry that doesn't want to sell.
He doesn't want to sell. Yes, it's
it's not that he doesn't want to sell. It's just he values Liverpool at a certain price, and no one has come to meet that valuation.
That's sort of 4 billion, is it, around that? So
why doesn't he listen? If he came out and said 4, listen, all of us fans here, I'm sure there's more than 1 billion fans on this planet that are Liverpool fans. We could all make a charity, put £1 towards that each. And we'll make that however much you want, and you can go. Just let us know what you want.
Yeah. So until that's the thing. I think because I know there was a report that came out that he doesn't want to sell. It's not really that he doesn't want to sell. It's just someone has to come and meet his valuation, then he'll sell.
He wants his bag.
Yeah.
Because if you say I want to sell, people will try and come and underprice you.
Yeah, exactly.
And I go, he wants to sell. I just keep harassing him with a $2.5 billion deal, and that's not what he wants. 4 bills. If someone literally rings him up tomorrow and whoever it is goes, look, I'm interested in buying Liverpool. What's your number? And they go, 4 bill. All right, let's do it.
Cool. Exactly.
He will sell the football club, but no one's coming in with that right now. You look at Man United. Glazers ain't selling for the reason that their stock went down. Man United are on the stock exchange. Apparently, their stock went down, and the club was only valued at 1.9 billion.
But that's the reason why, like all that, there's so much information out about Manchester United and their sale and their things because they're in the stock exchange. That's
Private company.
information. You know what I mean? Liverpool's a completely different like it's run differently. We're not in the stock exchange, so information can't be put out. Like, well, it could be, but it can't. It doesn't have to be public. So maybe there's something going on behind the
Closed
scenes.
doors.
You know what I mean? But we don't know. But from what I know, it's John Henry. He has a price in mind, and no one's come and met that price. And until that happens,
that
we're
guy.
stuck with them.
We need that hacker. You know that hacker that was exposing all the emails at Man City. Yeah, we need him to come and do his magic.
I mean,
let's see some emails on that, man. We need to see what he wants, man.
Yeah, so I don't know, but regardless if we get invested or not, like this summer we have to spend. Like I don't know the financial market, so I don't know how much we have to spend. Because I know like the reports came out the other day, right, in regards to our finances or the year or something. So I don't know numbers, but it doesn't matter to me. We have to spend this summer. So
I mean, but like even beyond that, like I feel like everyone's also just getting ahead of themselves. Like we can't talk about owners and you can't talk about the higher ups when there isn't even a sporting director. Like who is going to go out and make these signings? I mean, Julian Ward is leaving. Michael Edwards left. Like who is taking the reins right now? That's the number one thing, because you need someone there to say we're going to sign Claudio Kone, and then we're going to sign Vardiol, or we're going to sign Bellingham. But you don't have a sporting director right now. It doesn't matter how much money you have. If no one is taking the reins, what are you just going to go sign like the first 5 names of the highest rated players on FIFA and call it a day? Like,
yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
I spoke about that I think last week in regards to like March. That's when pretty much deals start happening behind the scenes for the summer. So if we don't have no one in place, well, technically speaking, Ward is still in place, but is he really motivated to do his job? You know what I mean? Like he's leaving in the summer. Is he really going to be attentive into making stuff happen? I don't know. But I'm not going to like judge his character. But there is no news in regards to like the new sporting director, you know, and then now apparently Klopp is going to pick his sporting director. I don't know. I just find it to be weird. So
that's one thing I don't like. I don't like Klopp having too much involvement in the.
Because there has to be a balance, right? There has to be some type of balance in regards.
They need to bring in a sporting director that's going to be challenged. That's going to say no to Klopp when he needs to say no to him.
Yeah. Do you know what? Someone said Milankovic Savage. Yeah, I like that guy as well. That guy, he's very good, very very good.
He's what, 28?
Yeah, but he's
good though.
And also as well, he's like both footed as well. He's insane, and I think he's like 6. And because I love like tall players that can play midfield that give you that
height, the presence.
That presence, because usually it's quite difficult to get around those type of players because their legs are so long. But it's like you get what I mean. But I think he's about. I think he's like 6'4". I think so. We could use these.
You know, it's so weird about him, right? Because he's been in the footballing scene for years and he has not moved.
Yeah, I keep hearing every team's in for him every summer. Like every summer, I hear rumours. Everyone's in for Savage, and he never goes anywhere. It's a mad one. You know, sporting director. I've been saying this for a while now. I'd go and get Ralph Ragnick to be sporting director.
I think I'm one of the few that agree with you, man. I
agree.
He's like talent ID. Like now I know certain fans have issues that we should be going for big name players and all this stuff, and I get it, but I don't know. It's something about getting the players that no one knows about and then transforming them that kind of brings me some type of joy, you know, like the $8 million signing, the $10 million signing, and then they turn out to be $60, $80 million players. Like that's some type of like, I don't know. It just feels good. You know, you're just being smarter than everyone else. You're actually scouting. I think if I'm correct, Ralph Ragnick suggested Alvarez and all these like Alvarez and like I think Caicedo to Man United, and they said no. So and look at them now in regards to like what they can be sold to, you know. So
Yeah, I believe he told Klopp to go and buy Konate instead of Upper Meccano as well. You know, there's a little like, look, people go, you can't have a full Man United. Look, he ruins Man United, so I love him. So, but what you got to remember about Ralph Rangnick is that this is more of his job. That sporting director role is more of what he's better at than managing. He's got great talent and ID, and he knows the young up and coming players in Germany as well. He knows all of them. You know, it's like Gerard Houllier used to do it for France. You know, Gerard Houllier used to do that role for France before he became manager and all that. But I do like Ralph Rangnick's player ID. I sometimes think Klopp's player ID is a bit hit and miss sometimes.
Shaky.
Yeah, a bit suspect. But Klopp shouldn't be doing that job. He should manage the team. We should buy the players for him.
That's what I said earlier.
And then manage the team. You know, keep everything separate because you don't want too many fingers in a pie, do you?
And I think what also helps if he does come in is the fact that like Klopp respects him. It's not like you're new and I'm looking down on you type thing. Because I think that's what I'm worried about is Klopp bringing someone in to just be a yes man or just agreeing with everything. And where you have Ragnick, you know what I mean? What are you gonna tell him? Like, I know what I'm doing. You stick to your lane type thing, you know? Because I think the sport director role is someone that has to be neutral. You work for the club, like not for the manager in a way. Your overall job is to bring success to the club in a way, you know. So
I think the next sporting director has to have a scouting remit which is global, not just one particular part. Yeah, that's particularly South America, which we've been lacking in. City have just started scouting now, and we need to also concentrate our scouting on that particular part of the world.
Yeah,
as well as France, Germany, Spain. Yeah,
I think
you can get some good gems in South America. Look at right in
I completely agree with you. I'm South American, so I watch a lot of South American football. There's a lot of talent.
A lot of talent there.
You can get there for 2, 5, 10 million. You know, and it's just a market that honestly I understand before a couple of years ago because it was so hard to get a work visa, but now
it's easier.
But it's a lot easier now. So it's why are we not doing that? You know, we sit here and well, for example, I think if I'm correct, how much did we spend on the Arthur Malone deal? Was it like what
32 million? I think. Well, that's the price we've been quoted if we want to sign him on permanent after this.
No, but I mean, like we had to pay a loan fee, right? So it was like 6 million, right?
I don't know how much that was.
Yeah, it's 6 mil, I think, the loan fee.
6 million. 6 million. You could have got a body in from South America to do your job. You know what I mean? So I don't know. The planning right now is not too good, which is I'm kind of worried about. But
we'll get it sorted out.
Yeah, we'll see though.
Let's see.
All right, let's talk some of the players from yesterday, guys. I want to talk about Mo Salah for a minute because Mo Salah has been, look, he's annoyed us all at times this season and, for the last few months and that because he does ghost games sometimes, but he's getting his goals. He's just broken Robbie Fowler's Premier League record. He's on 29 GA this season, I believe, in all competitions, which is it's madness when you think about it, He's got 20 plus goals every single season for Liverpool Football Club so far. Is Mo Salah one of them players we're not going to appreciate properly until he leaves?
I mean,
I think he's underappreciated a little bit, and not by Liverpool fans, by the worldwide football fans around the world. Mo Salah is not looked at high enough because if you told me a right winger would go to an elite football club, play at the elite level, and score 20 plus goals every season as a right winger. We're not on about number 9 here. And he never gets really spoke about rightly around the world, does he? Do you reckon he's underappreciated?
I mean, I think that, at least personally, I don't think that people look at Mo the way that he really is, right? Like, he's not a Neymar. He's not an Mbappe. Like, he's not going to change a team by himself. He's a product of a system. And as we've seen this year, when the system is good, Mo is good. Like when the system is working, Mo is working. Mo was bought for what, 40, 50 million? Like, this isn't a guy who, Barcelona is buying at 19 years old and is immediately going into the first team and setting records like Neymar was. This is This is a 50 million player being put into a system and becoming a 150 million player. And so by doing that, when the system is operating like it was yesterday, Mo puts the results out. But when the system doesn't operate, he can't. So I feel like judging him, you need to judge the whole team, because like he's not an individual type player, if that makes sense. Like you can look at Mbappe, and Mbappe can take you from 2-0 down in the World Cup final to 3-3. But can Mo do that? Not really. So I think that, a lot of pressure gets put on him unnecessarily, and I don't think that a lot of people see that it's way more about what's going on around Mo, like yesterday, winning all those 50-50s, doing the pressing properly, everyone putting in that extra effort, and then we see the real true form of Mo kind of come out to rise. I mean, you can look at it on that third goal when he sat down Martinez. Gakpo gets that ball out to him perfectly. Mo starts the counterattack. Gakpo comes in. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, Mo's back!" But I think it's more of a system thing, and it's
I feel with Mane leaving, that's also played a huge part in it, in regards of him not maybe getting the goals that he probably would normally have got throughout the season, because obviously as part of the front three, everyone knew each other, and Mane helped create a lot of space in regards of dragging defenders with him and stuff like that, which created space for Mo, and then Mane would find him with the pass. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not comparing like Mo to a Raheem Sterling with tap-ins and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Mo did a lot of work to put for the goals, but I definitely feel since Mane vacated the place, I wouldn't say Mo's been found out, but he's been found lackluster a little bit in that regard. Again, this is just my opinion, and maybe because I'm a bit biased because Mane was like my favorite player. Do you know what I mean? So I'll take that into account. Do you know what I mean? Knowing me well.
Go on. No,
finish.
No. Do you know what it is? I think it's usually when it's like I think we spoke about this in one of other Jamie's shows, is that I think right now at Liverpool, Salah's probably the only real threat at the moment. So obviously all eyes are on Salah. In terms of other teams, they probably, like nowadays, teams are like, just double up on him, put 3 players around him. So you can't really do much. Or against Real Madrid, they put Nacho on him and it was game over. Do you get what I mean? So, but I think back in the day, when it was the front 3, it was more like, damn, we can't just watch Salah because Mane is there as well. Damn, we can't just watch Mane because Firmino's there as well. And if you don't watch out, you got Genie running as well. So it's all about having threats on the pitch. Do you get what I mean? So because the more threats you have, like the harder it is for you to defend. It's all similar to like Man City and Arsenal at the moment. You don't know where the goals are coming from because all of them can do something. So it's quite difficult to actually defend. It's quite difficult to keep your eye on all of them because all of them can do something on instant. But right now with Liverpool, everybody's like, if Salah's not scoring, most likely Nunez won't score. Even though he played well yesterday, most likely Gakpo won't score, even though Gakpo scored yesterday. So, but yeah, I do agree with Mike that that Salah is not a one-man team player. He's not like a Mbappe, Neymar, Messi. He's not doing things on his own. He needs the team to do work for him, and he can do the rest. It's the same as Nunez. Nunez is quite similar. Like Nunez needs people to do work for him, so he can do his instinct finishing that we spoke about.
So does Mane.
Yeah.
I mean, like there's not a single player who we've had recently who is like that. It's all a system. Like except for system function.
Except for the latest one, probably Suarez.
Yeah, but he was before Klopp.
Thing with Suarez, I get what everyone's saying, but like players like Mbappe's. I mean, we can't compare Salah to like your Mbappe's, your Messi's, and your Ronaldo's because they're just sort of like the elite of the elite in terms of football. In terms of football, them 3 are on their own planet. But if you go on a worldwide stage around the world, look at all the right wingers in world football and all that. Who's really doing what Mo does at an elite level? And Mo Mo's a big time player. He scores against his record against the top 6 in the Premier League is ridiculous. Yeah. He scores important goals at important times. Yes, the system has to fit in, but I think systems, unless you're a freak you can play in any kind of system. Do you know what I mean? And Mbappe could play in any kind of system. Messi could, but you still got to have some kind of system there to behind you to help you adapt. So I get what you're saying, but I don't think we should knock Mo for actually being a part of a system that needs the.
No.
When we got 3 freaks around us that were just like out of this world, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I think it's a.
I definitely will say, I would definitely will say that I think also him being Egyptian also doesn't really help, because usually the way that the goals that he scores, people like associate that with like a Brazilian or Spanish guy, but I think it's because he's from Egypt. Like he's not as hyped as the Brazilians and the French players, and I mean, so like I guarantee you, if Griezmann was doing Salah's numbers, that would be different. Like if Salah was French doing those numbers, you know what I mean, it would be a different type of uproar. But it's because he's from Egypt, it's like it's like well done, but nobody really is like
I agree. Right, Darwin Nunez then, guys. Let's talk about Darwin, because big up Andrew. Darwin's his man. We'll get you 1 second, Andrew. Yeah, look, we know Darwin's had issues this season, getting used to a new league and everything, but you can see, for me anyway, you can see the quality in Darwin Nunez and what he can bring to the game. When I watch Darwin, I've said this many times now. Darwin is a one-touch finisher. He's a one-touch finisher in the box. If you look at his goals in the box, they're all one-touch finishes. He's actually got very good positioning in the box as well. You see his header get for Elliott's cross the other day for last night, making it 2-0. His header from the cross from Hendo. He's got good positioning in the box, which tells you he can finish. What our problem is that the team around us, we haven't adapted to Darwin so much. So when we started the season, I do believe we looked at it and went, we got Salah, and we're going to make Salah and Luis Diaz our wide forwards. We're going to make them creative to set up Darwin as our main striker. But Darwin don't really like playing like that. If you go and watch him at Benfica, he always played off somebody, to get his goals. You got to create for him. What we've been asking Darwin to do for a long part of this season is, I've always said it, it's like taking a dog to the park and throwing a stick and telling him to go fetch. That's what we've done with Darwin. And then he has to get into space where he has to run 50 yards. We wonder why he's put the ball wide. I think Darwin reminds me, people might not like this because we hold him in high regard, but Darwin does remind me a bit of Mane. He does remind me a bit of Mane, where Mane was that player that you didn't know what he was going to do. I remember Salah saying sometimes Mane don't even know what he's going to do. He's just one of them players. He's electric. He can play left wing. He can play through the middle. He's quick. He's athletic. He's got great movement. And Mane always missed his chances as well, but scored goals as well. So I don't know about you guys, but when I look at this front three right now, Klopp's got with Gakpo as the Bobby, Salah as Salah, obviously, and then Darwin as the Mane role. And we're saying now, Salah's come back into form recently. It's because Gakpo's playing like Bobby did. Maybe not to the quality of what Bobby does, but in that position when he comes deep, lets the wide players come inside and be wide centre forwards, takes players away with him. Salah and Darwin have got more space to run into. Next season, does Klopp have a little bit of a problem? Because Luis Diaz, obviously, he's got to come back into this team yet.
Someone said Luis Diaz?
Yeah, your man. I know, Griff, your man, your countryman. It's what do we do? Because do you think Gakpo? I know you've said it already. Some of you guys said he might not make the bench, but I'm just feeling like Klopp. The more he plays, I think Gakpo's going to be the number 1, number 9 next season as the false 9. And then, do we go with Darwin left wing because he's more of the Mane type?
Well, we can.
Or do we go Luis Diaz as the creative left winger?
So, I have 2 formations. We could do 4-2-3-1 and put Gakpo as a 10.
Yeah.
Or we can go 4-4-2. Now I know people don't like that formation because it's kind of old fashioned or whatever, but you put Nunez and Gakpo as your 2 number 9s, and then you have Diaz at the left and then Salah on the right. But then that's when now we go into question. All right, what's gonna midfield gonna be? I don't have the answer to that yet until the summer. But
I don't know. Do you know what, Chris? If we're gonna, to me, I like your idea, but again, I think it's only gonna work if we play a 3-5-2 or 3-4-3, because I don't think that I don't think we need to put Salah in an RM position to where now he's going to be defend, because Salah playing ahead of Trent is that's going to be a nightmare. Like, he's not going to be coming back in defending and helping him like that, and he's getting older as well. I don't think Salah should be trying to defend like that, but I think possibly in an ideal world, maybe Nunez up top and then Gakpo behind Nunez, or a 3-5-2 where they both play next to each other. I don't want Nunez on the left for some reason. Like, I think with his height, the goals that he scored yesterday, those are the goals that I'm actually expecting him to score a lot more. Those headers, we have to use, like, there's no point of having tall players if you're not going to utilize headers. There's no point. Like,
yeah, I agree.
Like, you're tall for a reason. So yeah, and again, like, Nunez has everything. He's got the height. And usually players that are that tall aren't that fast. So that's a luxury as well. You know, if you're going to find a 6'4" player with electric pace like that, that's usually a player that's like 5'6", 5'7", 5'5". So we need to utilize him. If we keep him down the middle, keep putting them crosses in, keep putting them balls in, I think Nunez can score a lot. But with Gakpo, I don't know with Gakpo, because Gakpo isn't really fast like Nunez. He doesn't.
I don't know.
Like, he doesn't. I don't know. I don't know what to do with Gakpo. I don't know what to do.
I mean, if you're gonna, I mean, first and foremost, if Klopp is ever going to change the formation, I think the only thing that he'll ever do is a 4-2-3-1, because he took Dortmund to the top of that, and it's tried, it's tested, he knows it. But if we're going to stick with the 4-3-3 and everyone's fully healthy, I think the only way that Gakpo is going to get in is you switch from a false nine to an attacking. So instead of having the holding midfielder, you push that up to a cam. So you got a cam, you got Bajic and another defensive guy, and you've got Gakpo sitting at cam. And I think, Gakpo with Nunez, Diaz on the left, Salah on the right, that would be good. I mean, we saw a lot yesterday, Gakpo kind of taking the ball about 20 yards outside of the box and making things happen. So I think that he has potential in that forward attacking midfielder position, but at the same time, that's a different 4-3-3 from what we usually run. So, it's either Klopp has to change the tactic of 4-3-3 and go away from this false nine to more of an attacking thing, because I'm still not bought that Gakpo is a Bobby replacement, and I don't even like that mentality. I don't like thinking about replacing Bobby. I want to evolve from Bobby. I want to move on from Bobby. I want to move on from Mane. I want something new. I want you to continue iterating. And if you're going to mix it up, I mean, I think a 4-2-3-1 can work. And I love the idea of a back three, but legit, I think that there's a better chance that we beat, Manchester United 10-0 at Old Trafford than Jurgen Klopp going to a back three. I don't see it happening as much as I think it would work. But,
But Mike, can I ask you a question? Do you not think that, because for some reason, if we get Mason Mount, I think that more likely that's going to be a game over for Gakpo. Because to me, you see how Chelsea utilize Mason Mount sometimes as a 10 as well, because Mason Mount has played 10 multiple times. So it's like he plays the 10, then he plays the 8. So for me, if people are thinking, okay, yeah, Gakpo can also play the cam, if we get Mason Mount, best believe Mason Mount will play two positions. He will play the 10 and the 8. He's not just going to play in the 8. So but it's kind of like where and nowadays and to me, I think the only way to unlock Nunez really is to have a 10. I'm sorry. I think that's the only way. Yeah. You have to have a 10 because Nunez isn't going to be down the. I saw someone in the comments saying Nunez isn't really good down the middle. Just like, for example, Nunez isn't like you can play Nunez down the middle, but Nunez isn't a striker like a Costa. He's not going to be like a Feely touchy down the middle. He's more like a Sturridge. Even though I play down the middle, I'm going to be playing on the shoulder. I'm going to be looking for gaps. And for those players, you need a 10. You can't be doing box to box. It's not going to work.
But I think Gakpo can do that. Like I really do think that Gakpo can play that position, and I don't think. I mean, I genuinely do not think that Liverpool are getting Mason Mount. I don't think that we're going to get him, and I'm praying that we don't.
I hope not.
Like if there's anyone with any sense behind
Same
the scenes,
here.
they would literally be looking at it and saying Chelsea are just trying to dump this off onto us. And it's
I don't want any Chelsea rejects no more.
Exactly. It's Pandora's
no
box.
Chelsea rejects, man.
But Gakpo, all game yesterday, he was driving up the middle. He was holding possession. He was starting attacks. He was getting fouled outside the box. Like he was doing everything that a Cam does. And I was seeing that potential in him. And I think that he can play that position. I mean, he is a little oversized, and he might not be as agile.
No, but he doesn't play like he's 6'4" though. He's very to me he plays very weird.
Is he not 6'5"? Is he 6'4"?
No. He's like 6'1".
He's like 6'4".
He's like 6'4". He's a tall guy, but when I look at Gakpo, this is what I think of him. When I look at him, I don't actually see a winger. He doesn't play like a natural winger.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying about the midfield element, and his clock trying to feed him into midfield. And I think I think Michael was saying, he might be making him into a Cam, because I definitely could see him in a midfield. I'll just use Genie as recency bias and the player, and they're both being Dutch, just went hand in hand. But I can definitely see him put him into midfield, which will solve our conundrum up front.
And he was so good on the ball yesterday. He was so good on the ball.
And he's good with his back to goal, and he's strong as well. It's not like a natural winger would be. It doesn't, and like his size and his height, it don't look like a winger either. Do you know what I mean? And when another player I'm worried about, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a bit worried. What about Jota? I'm a little.
I already said it last week. I'm a
little worried about Jota. I'm a little worried about Jota because I'm looking at it now and I'm thinking, right, we've got Darwin in for the money Darwin cost, and if you look at what his add-ons are, he's gonna play. Darwin's gonna play. Salah's always going to play, and then you got Luis Diaz, who I think is probably the number one left winger if we were really deep in it.
Yeah,
and then you got Gakpo. It depends on the way it comes back exactly. And then you got Gakpo, who's just come in. That he's definitely going to be part of this team. Are we all starting to feel a bit concerned about Jota?
Do you know what, Jamie? I actually would like to see Jota and Nunez together the same way that Haaland and that Alvarez guy do it.
Yeah. One behind the other sort of thing.
I wouldn't mind that. And I think that Pep is missing a big trick by not playing them more together. I think the Premier League is getting a little bit lucky because for some reason when them two play together, it's dangerous. When Haaland and that guy play together, it's very. And that Alvarez guy, he reminds me very much of like Aguero, but he's very fluky. He gets all the rebounds.
He's faster though.
Yeah, faster. I would like to see Nunez and Jota just try it out and see. You never know. It might be a crazy partnership, 1-2s around the corners. Little backflips going because them two are them two like to do they're like freestyle players. They like to do fake shots and little skills in there and then. So I don't know.
Honestly, my issue with Jota is not about his ability or anything like that. Like I think he's a good player. He has been a good player for us. It's just his injuries. I think since he's been here, he has not been injury ridden. You know what I mean? So, you guys, I'm big on my sports science stuff. So I don't know. I just worried that not to compare the players because they're two completely different players and their production levels are two completely different, but. I don't want to get to the point where our players are getting injured all the time and then we're stuck to our Naby Keita situation and we're not letting players go where we can get some type of value for them.
Yeah.
And
Klopp's playing style most likely, like we said last week, is more likely going to lead to injury.
Mm-hmm. So I have, like I said, I have nothing against Jota. Like if he stays and and he does his thing, then I'm all for it. But I don't know. I'm just seeing the other side of it, and then But then having all these attacking players is good too, right? So it gives us options. It gives players rest. It gives us flexibility in regards to formation and doing something different. But I don't know. I might be like the odd one out in regards to like I'm willing to let Jota go and stuff.
But like if you let him go, where is the depth? Like we need someone who's going to be a rotation type player. And if Gakpo is going to be in there, I mean that's all 4 of them taken. We have we have no one now to come on. I mean Harvey or Fabio.
But you see, Mike. I'll be honest. I don't see Gakpo. Like I'll be honest. I think when everybody's fit, I don't see Gakpo actually playing like that, especially with next season us buying players. And like let's just say in a crazy world we get Jude, maybe we get Amrabat and then Fabinho, Nunez, Diaz, Salah. There is no space for Gakpo to play really. And you know how Klopp is. Once Klopp finds his team, nobody really like gets in. That team is it. That team plays like for the next 100 years.
True. That's what I'm saying. Has he found his team right now? This is what I'm saying. Has he found his front 3 right now?
We do need a right winger. Darwin and Newton. We don't have a right winger, like a replacement, like not a replacement, but
apparently. So the news I've been reading is that Liverpool are looking at Maddison because the reason they're looking at Maddison right now is because his new position is at right, ain't it?
I like Maddison, but he's just injury prone though.
So apparently they're looking at Maddison because I think he's only got a year left next season, ain't he? So apparently they're looking at him since he's changed his position to that right hand side. They're looking at Madders as well. The right side for Liverpool is the hardest position because you got to get a player in that they will rotate with Mo a bit, but Mo's going to play 90% of the games, and Mo's never injured, man. He's going to play 90% of the games.
I'll be honest, Jamie. I think Maddison's only good in the 10. Like
I agree.
I don't know whether Klopp is trying to play mind games and say right wing, but then when he actually signs, he's playing 10 because he doesn't have the pace to play on the wing. Like he doesn't have he can just about use his left foot. I mean,
I don't even know why are we even going for him though. Like we don't need anybody past midfield. Like we do not need any more depth currently in the forward part of the pitch.
Technically we do, don't we? Firmino's leaving.
I mean, if you subtract Firmino, you still have Elliott and you still have Jota, and if that's your front 3, you still have Gakpo. So you still have 3 guys
But Elliott doesn't play on the right wing though. He plays in midfield though.
The only way Klopp's going to do it, if we get midfielders in, Klopp then makes Harvey the deputy right winger, and then you've got 6 forwards, ain't you? That is the only way I can think he might look at it, because unless Klopp's looking at changing formation next season and changing it up.
You guys have forgotten to mention somebody. Doak. What about Doak?
Isn't he too young, Sadiq?
He's a young. What we've got to do with Doak, we just got to be careful with him. We got to be careful with him. I wouldn't even let him go on loan. I'd keep him at the club.
I'm just getting slightly annoyed that certain players are coming through the academy, and then I'll be honest, Doak hasn't been blowing up like Brewster was. Do you know what I mean? But they get the hype behind them, or we think we're gonna start seeing them. Do you know what I mean? And then they're gone. Do you know what I mean? Look at what's his name? Forgotten Miskowski. I butchered his name. Do you know what I mean? Miskowski. I had really high hopes for him, and then just nothing.
But do you know what it is, bro? Do you know what it is? Yeah, it's like a lot of times when, let's just say players that come through the youth, there's a big difference. Obviously, playing even those youngsters that are playing 2-3 years above their age. There's a big difference playing men's football and then obviously playing under 23s or under 20, because a lot of managers they're really worried about, can players actually keep the ball, as in can you actually use your body and able to actually keep the ball playing against grown men? Do you get me? And I think that's one of the issues that, let's just say, somebody like a Harvey Elliott has. If you watch Harvey Elliott, he's got the same body type in terms of a Bernardo Silva. However, Bernardo Silva, no matter even if somebody runs at him that's like 6'5",
That's one of my issues with Javier. He doesn't have press resistance.
Yeah, like he knows
That's
how
like
to
most of our midfielders.
keep
They
the ball. And
don't have any press resistance.
a lot of players that come through the youth, they're physically just not ready to play men's football. Like they can dominate their little age groups, their little under 22s and 21s, but when somebody like a 6'5" Savage from Lazio is coming at you, like you can't just be turning left, right, because his 6'4" leg is already where you're going anyway. So by the time you turn, he's looking at you like, "Where you going, bro? I got that ball. Bye." You get what I mean? So it's a little bit different than playing people in your age group. The pitch is very small. You've got your mum on the side cheering. "Hi, son." It's very different. You get what I mean? Like it's very different. So
No, I mean, the one thing I will say, at least we have got forward depth of quality as well, and that's one thing. You know, you look around the leagues. You know how much has got. You know, we've got good quality there. You know, Darwin's going to be even better next season. That's something to look forward to. You know, Salah hopefully kicks on. Is still good next season. Luis Diaz is going to come back. Hopefully, he comes back like the old Diaz, and we're flying with him again. You got Gakpo. You know, if we keep Jota and Gakpo, they're great bench players. They're great impact players coming off the bench. You know, I looked at Man United substitutes yesterday and looked at our substitutes because everyone talks about squad depth a lot. You know, they brought on Garnacho and who were the two attackers they brought on? Garnacho and Alanga. We brought on Bobby Firmino and Jota. You know, that's the forward depth we've got, and we must keep it. We must keep forward depth. You know, Bobby's going to go, so it leaves us 5 main, like Salah, Darwin, Jota, Luis Diaz, and who am I forgetting? Missing one. But yeah, there's 5.
But technically, there's cover for both. Next season, right now, as we speak, there's cover for the left wing. 2 players can play there. And then we got 2 players that can play forwardly, but there's no cover for the right, in my opinion.
Yeah, because I'll be honest, Harvey Elliott can't do the right because he just doesn't have that. He doesn't have that confidence to go forward. He really, he's very much. He gets the ball and then it's like the first thing he wants to do is cut back. He's like a right wing Henderson. Like,
but that's why I like Dope, because Dope has that. It reminded me of Owen when Owen first came about, and he just had that no fear about him and just drive, and that's what I liked about Dope. So that's why I'm sort of holding out a little bit of hope that we could see more of him. But I get it. Your point was very good.
Do you think because how Dope has performed this season, right? Do you think it's best for him, one, to stay at the club or go on loan to a championship and play with a lot more grown men and stuff? Do you think
100% alone. That's 100% alone. Okay. It's just that I just, as I said, been a fan a long time. I just don't want to see, you know, what like the Ryan Kemps and you know, they go out alone and then we think next season, and then they go out another loan and then next season, and then next thing you know they're gone.
I think that's a major issue. I think that's a major issue.
That Ryan Kent guy is actually decent. So
I know. I had another player I had high hopes for.
We're forgetting one player who plays on the right as well. He hasn't been seen all season, but Klopp had high hopes for him.
Carvalho?
Kai Gordon.
Oh shit!
Kai Gordon. Yeah, Klopp had big hopes for him. He was meant to have a big pre-season this summer.
Injury, right?
This season, but he got injured, so he couldn't take part. He's been injured all year. Klopp had massive high hopes for Kai Gordon. Would you say Ben Doak's taking Kai Gordon's spot now?
Probably.
On that next one up of the youth players, because we're going to have to work out what we do with some of these youth players as well. We're going to have to tell them they're either going to have a career at Liverpool or they're not. We've got to be like that now. We've got to be like a bit ruthless and go, right, Kai Gordon, you never go have a career. We're going to sell you on. Yeah, make a bit of money out of him. Yeah. Look at Ben Doak and go, Doak, you're the guy we trust. You're only 16 right now. We think in a few years' time, like, you're going to be superb. We're going to keep holding you. You're going to do some loans. We're going to build you up. You know,
don't you think, Jamie? Don't you think that's like a mental thing too, with a lot of these like young players? Because I like, just to use an example, right? Curtis Jones hasn't developed for the past 5 years he's been with us, right?
I don't think he's developed as physically either. When I look at him, he still looks like the same sort of like.
So this is where I'm gonna go at, and people probably curse me out or whatever, but it's whatever. But last season, Tyler Morton had opportunity, he had chances, and it was like he tasted it, and he comes in this season and like, I need to go cement my spot. I'm gonna go on loan, develop my craft, where I'm gonna play every day or every chance I get, and come back and try to cement my place. But it's like, I think some of these players are just too comfortable where they're at, and I think I think a player like Curtis Jones lacks the hunger. You know what I mean? And now it gets to the point now where a lot of fans are like, well, you haven't developed, get sold type thing, you know? Where he hasn't, I think, put all himself into like for him to develop and stuff, you know. So I think a lot of young players are, I guess, I wouldn't say afraid, but like just too comfortable in their current situation, and they're just scared to like go test themselves in a way, you know.
I agree. I look at it with Curtis. Curtis is a weird one. I know he's had a lot of injuries, and apparently he really suffered from shin splints. Apparently, so I know he's had a lot of injuries and that through his career at Liverpool. But I look at him and think Klopp plays Harvey Elliott a lot more than he plays Curtis Jones when he's fit, and Harvey's younger than Curtis. If I'm Curtis Jones and I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, what career have I got here, really? You know, Harvey's playing, you know, Fabio Carvalho gets your game here and there. You know, I come in, am I really part of this setup? It's the team I support. It's the team I come from. It's where I live. You know, I come to every day work with these world-class players, got great training complex, manager. Curtis Jones must be happy because of that. Is that motivating him enough, though? Does Curtis need to go somewhere where it's more dark and gloomy and he's got to work for it to motivate him? Because he looks like a footballer that's got zero motivation to me.
Do you know what, Jamie? I think he's very much like he's very much what I said like on the other show. He's very much like a for me.
I've got to leave the chat. My laptop's playing up, so I've got to leave the chat.
No way, Paul. See you later, man.
Okay, take care.
For me, Curtis Jones, he's just like I know he's a captain, but he's very much just to me like an average player. I don't see anything special coming from him. I don't see him turning into like I don't see any special attributes. Like I don't see any special traits. I don't see like a set piece.
But Drew, apparently our Pep Linda said he's just like Gabby and
hell no.
It's the same talent and stuff, you know what I mean?
Have you seen them two?
And I think that doesn't help either. You know what I mean? When you have people,
oh dear,
bro. When I watch Pedri and Gavi play, it's like they've got four eyes. Those players are different. They're different players. They don't. It's like they've got different IQ level. And plus, Gavi and Pedri, they can both use their opposite foot like it's the same. Like 5-star weak foot is the same thing. So those people are just different humans. But someone like Curtis Jones, to me, he just seems like an average player. I don't think he's going to be anything special. And I think he's just going to be like a Henderson to where he's going to work hard, but it's not going to be anything special except for working hard.
I don't even think he works hard.
Yeah, well, that's like the basic requirement as a footballer nowadays. You got to run.
I think he's had one good moment in the 5 years that he's been with us. He had that one goal in the Carabao Cup game, the little
against Everton.
The little finesse shot from outside the box, great little turn. Yeah. But outside of that 3 seconds of playing, I haven't seen any promising signs from him. And I think that, you know, it could be a classic case of he did something special and Klopp fell in love, kind of like a Takumi Minamino, and he
don't disrespect Jackie like that.
No. Listen. I'm not saying that they're comparable in their potential, but I think that it could be a case of, you know, he had a moment that Klopp fell in love with and created a spark, you know, like Minamino had against us in the Champions League, and then, you know, the Klopp goes gung ho, and we all know how stubborn he is, and, you know, sometimes, you know, he continues to beat the horse that is very clearly dead. I don't think that there's anything there with Curtis, and I think that it's better to let him move on and allow that to open up, so that's just one more space that needs to be filled, because I think that's the only way that you're going to get FSG to do anything is just clear the bench, like get rid of the players so that the numbers go down. It's like, now you have to sign someone. There is no options. But yeah,
I think
It
also the
makes
issue.
sense what you're saying. My fear is that with so who's leaving this season? We got gonna get rid of
I got you right now. Adrian,
Ox.
is Adrian, Naby, Firmino, Ox, and Milner on a
So that's
free.
5, right?
On
I've
a
got a
free.
funny feeling Jones is gonna be kept as a squad player, and for the homegrown.
It'd be a homegrown quota as well, because he's 22 now, isn't he? So yeah,
you could.
Look, with Jones, I look at I just think Curtis Jones lacks motivation completely. I just think he's so comfortable where he's at. He's probably making nice money, got a good woman. He's playing for the club he supports. Turns out a world-class player. He probably can't believe his luck. It's probably what it is,
He needs to go on loan though.
And he needs to be motivated. Yeah, go somewhere dark and
away from.
miserable.
I think also don't send him to the championship. Send him away from England.
Yeah, Spain.
Go to
something like that.
Spain, Italy. Like just go to the trenches, man, and just develop.
Yeah. And do you know what, Chris? I think you and Jamin both right. I think nowadays a lot of players are coming through the ranks and through the youth because you gotta think here, even nowadays, as somebody that's maybe like 16, 17, and you're playing for any of these top clubs, like you can even be playing for a top 10 club in the Premier League, you're getting a lot of money. Like you're getting more than what like veterans are getting in the Championship. And you're probably not even like 20 yet. But obviously nowadays, people that are coming through the ranks and stuff, the young boys, they don't have the hunger, they don't have the motivation. I think that the same thing kind of happened with Nunez at the beginning when Nunez came to play for us. I think Nunez actually thought that the Premier League was too easy at the beginning. When he first came, I think Nunez had that attitude of, well, I scored a few goals against Liverpool. Now I'm here. Because at the beginning he was like riling up players already. He was like doing the grabbing and the acting like he's like Ramos, big boy level, like who are you talking to like that? I'm like, bro, you just came in, settle in.
That's just a South American thing, man.
But later on you see him coming out saying, like later on he's coming out saying, I didn't know it was that tough. Like now I see how tough it is over here, and I understand it's really Premier League is hard. And I think a lot of players coming through the ranks that are getting all this money young on are now realizing, like it's quite difficult playing under 23s compared to playing men's football.
Drew, do you think it has to do as well with the young players' entourage as well, like their families, their like their agents? Like, do you think that plays a part in regards to like their lack of hunger in a way?
I mean, family can only do so much because obviously family support. So obviously they're not really playing physically, so they don't really know how hard it is. But I simply just think that it is a big step coming from the youth playing men's football. Because remember as well, like you have to remember, it's a human being thing as well. Like you're talking about playing on under 23 pitches, which are quite small fans, not many cameras, to thousands of people, cameras. Like your heart rate must be going at crazy miles per hour, paparazzi, like all eyes on you, social media, like you got all these things on your head. Like you saw Saka at the World Cup, like him and Rashford and Sancho, when they it's quite a similar situation to where it's 100%. I think a lot of football is mental. I think a lot of football is mental, and then the rest is physical. So you can be the best players, as you possibly are, but if you don't have it mentally, best believe when there's a penalty kick, you're freezing up. You're gonna miss it. When you're one-on-one, you're freezing up. You're playing like Nunez one-on-one. You're gonna be hitting the sky. You might even hit my window. Who knows? But it's like a lot of it is very much. I think it's just stepping up. It's quite difficult. I think nowadays as a younger stepping up. And I think that's why like teams like Liverpool, Chelsea, they prefer to buy players from abroad and give youngsters a chance. Like they prefer to just buy players already ready to go. Man City, like come in, Aguero, Drogba, come in. We just need you ready to go. Because the youngsters, like the foreigners, they used to being struggling and coming from the rough ends. They know how it is. They don't care about cameras. They don't care about. They're not scared of nobody. They just get on the pitch like Nunez.
They were from adversity.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They're like, Nunez probably doesn't even know how to say F you yet. So he's like, I don't care, just do what I want. You know what I mean?
He has got a short fuse in him, that one. Last time yesterday, I was like, no!
When Mo went and stopped him, I was like, deep down, like, yo, hit him, man, hit him back. But
Yeah.
that's just
No,
my
but
inner-
I 100% agree with you, Drew. I remember it's similar, different but similar in regards of the first time I went online on a live stream. I was on Copish, and like I've done talks in front of people before and stuff like that. So I'm not camera shy, stuff like that. But I remember going on and they introduced me and I came on and I couldn't stop shaking. Do you know what I mean? Like even though I thought it, but I acknowledged it. Like, what the fuck am I? I'm shaking. Like in my head, this is on live. You probably couldn't tell. But I came away from this just thinking, damn, all right, well, I need to do that again to get over myself. Do you know what I mean? And I think obviously when it comes to fear, do you know what I mean? You need to sort of go at it again and go at it again to get. But it is a mental thing. Once you've done it a few times, it's all in my head, and then you sort of persevere.
Yeah, and that's why I do agree with Jamie. I think that a lot of the youngsters that do play for Liverpool nowadays, I think they're very much kind of like, wow, I can't believe I'm actually here. Like, I think that they know deep down that they're not good enough, but I think it's kind of like, wow, I'm here and I'm actually on the pitch and I'm actually touching the ball and Kante is running at me. Wow, like I was using him on FIFA yesterday. He's actually running at me. Do you know what I mean? Like they're not, and it must be a scary thing, but it's like it's mentality sets people apart. Do you know what I mean? So
100%.
Yeah.
Great, guys. Great. Look, guys, we're going to have to leave it there. It's been a great show again, as always. But, I've got to put the kids to bed. So, daddy duties now. Daddy duties. But, guys, always a great chat. I'm going to always do these Monday call-in shows at 6 p.m. Guys, get you guys on every single week. Loving it. I hope you've enjoyed it, guys. I hope everyone in the chat's enjoyed it as well. Guys, I'm not going to be around tomorrow because my daughter Penny's got a hospital appointments and stuff like that all day. So it's a long, long day. So I won't be around tomorrow, but I'll be back Wednesday, guys. So make sure you tune in normal time, 12:30 in your lunch hour. I'll be back Wednesday from the guys here.